Hey guys, it's Miss Price. Wanted to go ahead and start our unit on Shakespeare, and we're going to be reading. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Romeo and Juliet. We're not actually doing that one. That's probably the most famous of Shakespeare, William Shakespeare's. But we're going to be reading A Midsummer Night's Dream. Okay, and we're just gonna go right into reading a chapter. I'm going to first read a summary of it, of the first act. Okay, and let me pull it up here. All right. Um, Now we have several characters: Theseus, Aegeus, Hermia, Demetrius, and Lysander. These are in Act 1, Scene 1. Um, and here in a little bit, we're going to read Act 1, Scene 2. I know being virtual, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do the play. What's great about it, and you might even want to have, since I've, posted it on the computer, you might want to have, some people in your family to help you act it out. That's one thing we've done in class is act it out, our play, and it's fun. So if you can do that, then please do. Okay, so let's look. We have the course of true love never did run smooth, especially in Athens, where our play is set. Athens, Greece. The play begins with the Duke of Athens, Theseus, speaking to his fiancée Hippolyta about their upcoming wedding. They are interrupted by a man named Aegeus, who has come to the Duke with his daughter Hermia and two men who want to marry her. Hermia loves Lysander, but her father wants her to marry Demetrius and asks the Duke to support his choice. Aegeus says that the law in Athens states that a daughter who refuses her father's wishes. I just lost my train of thought here. Must be put to death or become a nun. Lysander agrees with Aegeus and says that he would make just as good a husband as Demetrius. The Duke agrees with Aegeus and gives Hermia 4 days to decide whether she will marry Demetrius or face her punishment. After everyone else leaves, Lysander tells Hermia that he has a plan. He has an old aunt who lives in a different city where the harsh law of Athens does not apply. He tells Hermia to meet him in the woods tomorrow night, and they will travel to his aunt's house and be married. Hermia then tells her good friend Helena about their plan. Helena and Hermia have been good friends back when they went to school together, but Helena is in love with Demetrius and is jealous that now Demetrius wants to marry Hermia. She has a plan too. She will tell Demetrius that Hermia and Lysander are planning to elope. She thinks that even though he doesn't love her, Demetrius will thank her and maybe fall in love with her. It's interesting. And guys, elope means to run off secretly to be married. Okay. Now, again, we have Theseus, Aegeus, Hermia, Demetrius, and Lysander. Um, okay, so it takes place in Athens, Greece, the palace of Theseus, who is the Duke of Athens. Theseus and Hippolyta enter. Aegeus, Hermia, and Lysander and Demetrius enter. Aegeus, happy to be Theseus, a renowned duke. Theseus, thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee? Aegeus, full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, my noble lord. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Bosom means heart. With cunning hast thou stolen my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be in either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law. Theseus, what say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god. Demetrius is a wealthy, or excuse me, is a worthy gentleman. Hermia, so is Lysander. Theseus in himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier. Hermia, I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by power I am made bold, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius. Theseus, either to die the death or to abjure forever the society of men. Hermia, so will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will marry with Demetrius. Theseus, take time to pause, and by the next new moon, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would. Demetrius, relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander yield, thy crazed claiming of my certain right. You have your father's love, her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermias. Do you marry him? Aegeus, scornful Lysander, true be he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius. Lysander, I am my lord from family good as his. As rich in land, my love is more than his, and which is more than all these boasts can be. I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Demetrius, I'll declare it to his face, made love to Nater's daughter Helena. He and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes upon this wicked and unfaithful man. Theseus, I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being over full of self affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. For you, fair Hermia, look, your arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens gives you up. Demetrius and Aegeus go along. Aegeus, with duty and desire we follow you. Theseus, Aegeus, Demetrius, and Hippolyta exit. Okay, and so here we are, scene two, act one, scene two. We have Quincy, we have Bottom, and then we have the workmen, who are Flute, Snug, Snout, and Starveling. After a wedding in Athens at this time, instead of a rock band or a DJ, groups would perform songs, dances, or short plays. If the performers did a good job, wealthy brides and grooms would offer them money as a reward. While Hermia and Lysander are planning their escape, a group of 6 workmen gather to plan the play they will offer at the evening entertainment after Theseus and Hippolyta's wedding. Peter Quincy, a carpenter, is the leader of the group, and Nick Bottom, the weaver, is their excitable star actor. The other actors in their club are workmen named Flute, Snug, Snout, and Starveling. Quincy announces that the play they will perform is called The Most Lamentable Comedy and Most Cruel Death of Pyramus and Thisbe. Quincy then begins assigning roles to the men, starting with giving Bottom the part of Pyramus. Bottom is excited to play a lover, but as Quincy continues to distribute the parts, Bottom wants those roles too. Thisbe, the dangerous lion, Bottom wants all the parts. This almost causes Quincy to lose his temper, but he manages to convince Bottom that he must play Pyramus and only Pyramus. The casting decided, the men agree that they will meet in the woods to rehearse the next night. Okay, takes place in Athens. Quincy, Snug, Bottom, Flute, Snout, and Starveling enter. Quincy, here's the scroll of every man's name who is thought fit through all Athens to perform in our play before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night. Bottom, First, good Peter Quincy. Say what the play is about, then read the names of the actors. Quincy, Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe. Bottom, a very good piece of work, I assure you. And a Mary now, good Peter Quincy, call forth your actors by the scroll. Quincy, answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver. Bottom, ready. Name what part I am for, and proceed. Quincy, you, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus. Bottom, what is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant? Quincy, a lover that kills himself most gallant for love. Bottom, that will ask some tears in the performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms to the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play a part to tear a cat in. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling. Quincy, Francis Flute, the bellows mender. Flute, here Peter Quincy. Quincy, Flute, you must take Thisbe on you. Flute, what is Thisbe? A wandering knight? Quincy, it is the lady that Pyramus must love. Flute, nay, faith, let not me play a woman. I have a beard coming. Bottom, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Thisnes, ah, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisne dear and lady dear. Quincy, no, no, you must play Pyramus and flute, you Thisne, Thisbe. Bottom, well, proceed. Quincy, Snug the joiner, you must play the lion's part, and I hope here is a play fitted. Snug, have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study. Quincy, it is nothing but roaring. Bottom, let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again. Quincy, you can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus. Bottom, well, I will undertake it. Quincy, masters, here are your parts, and I am to retreat you, request you and desire you to learn them by tomorrow night and meet me in the wood a mile without the town by moonlight. There will be rehearse. I pray you, fail me not. Bottom, we will meet, and there we may rehearse most courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu, and then all exit. Okay, guys, that's one thing about Shakespeare is Shakespeare has a very different language in his writing. Um, and he speaks in the way and writes in the way that um, we don't, that we wouldn't. But as we go along, we'll um, talk more about Shakespeare and his life, and I think you're going to find it very interesting and pretty amazing at what he did, um, and just know that he was um, the most famous playwright of all time, and Romeo and Juliet, which is not this one that we're reading, but it is the most famous of his, and the one most people do know about. Which is, I guess, why we're not reading that one. We're reading this one, which is still wonderful in itself. But again, we're going to learn more about his life, and as we go along, talk about you know the play. And I hope you can do allow others in your home to maybe practice with you and rehearse the play. I would just kind of have fun with it as you go along because it is fun. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.